themselves the better team, and I think a lot of you probably should as well. They just haven't been that good on Mirage and Anonymo lately at all. They only have really, I believe, one win on it, and that was against Blink recently. But yeah, I have to see how it goes. And already we're into the pistol, which is straight into the action. We love to see it, observed by Mr. J-Raz, of course, as well. Don't forget. So in we go. We've got 2 flashes for Kylar. He has a defuse kit on the CT side. There's only 1 flash, actually, now on order remaining. Ricky has that P250. But no Kevlar with it, and that's a good pick from Vexite. They're going to catch Snatch off. It's going to be a fast A pinch, I believe. Up through connector, up through the window. And Innocent is going to try and deal with 2. And I think with the last bullet in the clip, he takes Ustillo as well. What a pick that is. Vexite at least takes Ron, and he's doing so much damage. But Ricky finally takes that kill. It's all down to Snacks. That was a pretty wild one for Order, but it's going to work out for them. Innocent doing great work to get 2, but it's the only 2 so far. Snacks creeping up from Connector, and Valiance will take his head off. Nice opening pistol for Order, and that was already seeing one of their strats, a very coordinated strat coming in, working out for them, despite Innocent's heroics.
Yeah, giving it his best with that double kill. He was actually one of the slower fraggers as well, I'd say, on that previous map. So if Innocent is able to step up here, and you still get the likes of Rallen and Snatchy having strong games, then you definitely could have Anonymo still making this a competitive map. But Order, as you said, importantly, winning out that pistol, now coming into a fairly secure gun round in terms of what they've invested into as well. Surprisingly, though, we get a UMP. That's not too common of an investment anymore, especially on the T side.
Yeah.
1 Mac 10 then on Ustillo, and heavy on the Galils. That's the order that they put in.
For me, if you're going to go for a UMP over a Mac 10, you may as well just get like an MP7 or something, because the MP7 is legitimately pretty decent, right? It actually has decent mid-range capability as well. UMP is not really as much anymore. But again, it's all down to personal preference at the end of the day. It's, you know, I think
I have a
300.
buy-bind for the MP7, so I can't remember the last time I bought it.
Yeah, I mean, they are very rarely bought. And I've actually seen more MP5s lately than I've seen MP7s, to be honest. And probably just because the MP5 sounds nice. Anyway, we're going to go through the smoke, and that actually is going to help out Innocent to get himself an opening toward Vexite. Thankfully, he'll still at least take Roland, so it keeps it even. But Kylar's got the information of Gyra getting toward the jungle position. And he can just keep that information and not choose to pull the trigger. Snacks towards short with the scout, looking for some more damage, but he's going to have to fall off of this one pretty quick. The grenade could be pretty decent. They're going to have to try and rush their way past it, but the damage done means it's a 1 tag for Ustillo, but Gyro does good work to rush him down on that UMP. He's on another scout as well, and he will catch Gyro through the edge of the door, so... edge of the window, sorry. So now it's a tough one. Innocent's coming in on a flank as well. So much damage has been done by Ricky, but he has to go aggressive. Little does he know he has to go aggressive, and that's a big pick. It's now all down to Ricky. He gets tagged again from that scout. And more tags coming in, and that's going to be enough in the end for Anonymo to hit straight back, with Color flanking in with the Mac 10. A little bit too slow there for Order.
Yeah, letting things slip away. I mean, good job, as you said, though, from Innocent with the initial kickoff as they were coming up through Connector. Managed to, I think, tag up 2 more players then as well with a little bit of a spam from the spawn, and then still get some further work done. So just a strong force by Anonymo, managed to steal that one away and even take a couple of Galils for themselves in the process of doing so. Take the force by here at least is a bit better than what Anonymo were even able to pull out in their one in the previous round. There's a lot more utility to actually work with on the T side. But is it going to be enough is the question. Ollie in towards B there at least forces the player off at a balcony. And they are getting ready to commit through with this, it looks like. And surprisingly, it hasn't really budged any rotations despite a bit of noise being made. It hadn't fully sold out that it was the B hit. Ustillo dropping in with the opening kill on the Tech 9. And now Rallen held back off in Kitchen. This could be Order looking for a very quick dose of revenge.
Absolutely. I mean, that flash was perfect, right? It sends Ustillo in and he gets that opening pick. Snatchy's up close to the smoke down. That could be key. We're going to try and tap down another one of these pistols from range. This is where the Glil can come into the action with so many bullets in the clip. He gets 2, and it might be enough to make them interested, but Vexite is going to help out with a 1-tap toward Ra, and even getting a second toward Kylar as well. Goodness me, I wish those were on camera. That must have been pretty clean. Innocent has no choice but to fall away, of course, with no helmet either. That's another chance for the P250 actually to 1-tap him, but he'll get away with the M4. And Order hit straight back again. Force by battles are going to be locked, as we so expect in this situation. Imagine Innocent probably buy himself some utility and then probably buy MP9s and stuff surrounding it. Maybe Snatchy can even go for a FAMAS or something. Yeah, important hit back.
Okay, literally just gonna have some trading rounds, it looks like. We had a little bit of this in our second matchup of the day, I believe. In the Renegades versus Renewal game. Also on Mirage, if I remember correctly.
True,
the one where we actually got the bit of back and forth. So Mirages are living up to the hype today anyway. The rest of the maps, not so much. I mean, that Vertigo was actually pretty fun in the previous, I won't lie. It was only towards the end where it started to really separate. Snacks, though, he's looking to get closer to his opponents right now, and he actually is going to find the back completely unaware of the fact that he could be there, and that's the bomb that gets hand-delivered to him in Underpass. It drops down. He's even going to get the follow-up kill on Valiance, who had been entrusted by his teammates to recover that on his own, basically. They kept going into B, hoping to get the access to the bomb site, and they will eventually get it, but now Kylar's here as well, and I think that nade, no, not going to be great, actually. This is dangerous. I would prefer to be stuck back, perhaps, at this point. His teammate is going to at least follow in, but... yeah, Gyro gets it done on his own. He's going to find himself a quick double, leaving Snatchy alone.
What a weird...
I mean, a little bit surprised they didn't just leave the bomb, maybe push in and retake B in the meantime with their numbers.
Yeah, that's a... there's so many options you had in this round, right? Let's just see if Excite manages to find the scout. He does. Nice tap towards Snatchy. Very clean indeed. Always nice to see. In fact, right now we've got 3 silenced M4s on the T side. We'll get into that in a minute. But that was such a weird one. So many options I felt like they were available to Anonymo there in that situation. Snack's just getting those 2 kills. It's remarkable that the bomb leaps its way over the ledge down into Underpass. And Kylar whiffs his grenade as well. I'm not sure if his position was known, why he'd throw that grenade. If his position was known, I understand. But if it wasn't, it just reveals his position. And Gyro just goes nuts with the Galil and recovers the situation entirely with 2 really important headshots. Snacks had to try and fight his way out, but couldn't manage more than the 2. So yeah, really good stuff from Order. Like that a lot. Especially Gyra. And now we get to see the full eco coming in from Anonymo, as you would expect in this situation. And they're going to have decent economy for the next round. Snacks will even probably have enough to buy the AWP for Snatchy as well. At least I believe so. But yeah, critical stuff, critical fragging, and with 3 M4s, silenced M4s recovered over, it's going to be a very, very clear round for Order to reach 4. Even if they walk into this stack, I reckon they'd probably still have it.
Yeah, I mean, normally you would. Things can very quickly spiral out of control, though. One player up close, I think this one should be fairly straightforward. Indeed, Ricky clears it out. Obviously, this isn't even the full commitment. They have the bomb going A. So you do want to be too cautious that you don't give this away immediately, dying without getting any more. It's not the knife kill, but they do actually trade that out evenly in the end. So that is not terrible. Obviously, they're not going to be winning out the round now with it, as the bomb should be planted any second, and with that, the time will start ticking away against them. You can see even the extra few seconds being wasted as they clear things out, rather, has actually allowed for Anonymo to decide, yeah, we're going to give this a go. We'll send the Mac-10 in. Maybe if Snatchy gets the opening kill out of some... with some wild play, perhaps then we'll even give it a go with the M4 in the hands of Rallen. That's what they're considering, I believe, with him being around connector. But there's no options being given over, really. No peaks are needed. They know the CTs were on the eco initially, so there's no kit in play. You can just sit back, play the time on that bomb, and ensure that it's going to be a 4-1 lead now for Order going into the next gun round, into that second proper gun round for Anonymo. Oh, that's a good kill, though.
That is a good kill.
Even though he doesn't get the weapon.
Yeah, exactly, because it gets extra money into the next round, right? Which is crucial, especially for Snatchy, who's the AWP player. I think Snacks will still have more money. He will, but still. Yeah, it's a good save for the M4 as well for Rallen. Gives him a little bit of extra utility probably in this round. There you go, you can buy it up full. Yeah, that was a weird situation with the knife coming in as well. It actually works out pretty okay. Vexite looks like he uses a really high sense. It's just from the outside, the way he was clearing everything on A, like flicking toward Ninja, flicking toward Firebox, flicking toward Connector. Maybe I'm wrong and he uses just his whole arm on a huge mouse pad, who knows, but it does look like he uses quite a high sense. I'll have to look that up later because now I'm curious. Actually toward window, and that's a bit of an arm shown toward top mid by Gyra. Lucky to get away with his life there, perhaps.
Oh, damn, 1-for-1 trade there actually is going to be found out. Rallen had been heavily committed up against the pillar, so he didn't really have the option to fall back away. Even Snacks to try and actually hold off on the bomb site itself, but it's really just a two players that were pressuring in, including the bomb as well. So it was definitely a risky play. But Ricky has decided that it's okay at this stage to just back off and regroup in the 3-on-3 with damage being done on both sides. It's a pretty even ground that both currently stand on. But when you're on that T side, you've always got the advantage of course, the CT is being limited, not being able to cover off everything. They have to take some gambles, and we're seeing that being done right now in towards Palace with Kylar pushing forward. And it doesn't look like they're watching for it. He's actually going to catch the time and drops the bomb and confirms that they were making their way back over to A with it. And that's just going to make things so much more difficult here. It's basically Ricky on his own, considering Vexite's health.
Yeah, it's Ricky versus the world right now. He has to just go in alone and look for these angles. He looks like he might be aware of where Kylar's playing from, but he's just going to switch around the angle now. And it's too much of an off angle. Smart one from Kylar. Vexite did get one in the meantime, and even though Snacks is low, there's not really any way you can get back into this one. Snacks is even hiding toward Firebox as well. He's going to catch off Vexite easily. Low HP versus low HP. Easily gets the drop on him. And that is a second round for Anonymo. But don't worry if you're an Order fan. They still have a buy available in this round. Ustilog is going to be on probably a drop. I'd imagine maybe a Mac 10 he can afford, or actually stick with a Tech 9. So he gets absolutely full util. That's not bad. And we've seen him get an entry with the Tech 9 already in this game. So all good for him. But it's an important round for Anonymo to get themselves settled on this map now. Order, of course, having picked it, do start T side. Vexite with an 8-2 start. Pretty good so far. Right. Aggressive toward under. That's Ustilio with the Tech 9 to face him. It's worth Ustilio to go in for that. And he actually hits the headshot. Look at that shoulder peeking. That's disgusting. Roland still hits the dink anyway. But he has a gun now. And an opening pick. And with Ricky taking one on his AWP as well. It's a 3 versus 5. Innocent is forced to go in looking toward middle. Vexite spots it. I think he might have spotted the player toward connector as well. So that's a huge amount of information. Innocent can go aggressive and pick up the AK. Ricky's looking to try and trade it. He's got teammates with him. NWP will be swapped to Ustilio, of course, with his only 7 HP. But will they be aware of Innocent still being here? I don't think they're going to look for it. This could be a big oversight coming in right now. Innocent can have 3 free kills. There's one. Spray transfers. Just gets the second on the last tick. And it activates Snacks coming on the flank as well. There was always that insurance policy. Now it's all down to Valiant. He's being watched for by Kylo as well. And he hits the spray. Big round for Anonymo. 3 on the board.
Yeah, that was just a really nice play. Kind of holding his breath perfectly there as well as Innocent did rather before making the jump on the players as well, knowing as we said that Snacks was on his way in on that flank. Went for a bit of a wild spray. Maybe could have even came away with the 3. I've seen him be a little bit more precise with the headshots in the past, but it can be a bit overwhelming when that many players are in front of you. He still made it work well. Really just needed to be the distraction and take one at least with him for Snacks to get the work done from behind. Then it's all Glocks though, mostly in this round. 1 P250, 1 Deagle, but the majority of the weapons at least being that default pistol and attempted run boost. It was destroyed by the fact that there was a bit of suppression, a bit of tagging rather on the player who was trying to actually run boost them out. So he didn't have the speed to get him at any sort of distance. Instead, he just kind of droops down into the MP9 bullets.
It's a shame. Bit of a comedic effect to that one, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
One pick would be nice. If it just Gyro can hit a headshot quickly with the Deagle. I mean, it's the economy for Anonymo has not been built up at all yet. You've got Kylo on 150, Innocent on 100, Rollins only just above 1,000. It's only Snatchy, after getting that bonus cash with those 2 MP9 kills as well, has built it up to 4.2. Excited for Palace, possibly going to try and jump in for a cheeky bomb plant, but I very much doubt Anonymo will allow them that. We are going to do that, though. It's a good old-fashioned we go B, you jump out Palace with the bomb and plant A. But unfortunately, it's going to be not much of a jump. Roland's already got the angle. Gyro will go down. We're looking for the second as well. He's still going to get peeked as well by this MP9, and Innocent took Vexite in the meantime anyway as they tried to go for that plant. So he'll knife the bomb as if to say, what are you trying? That's a matchmaking strategy. And we'll have an even game again at 4 each.
Yeah, keeping it tied up again. No op available for Order, unfortunately. Not going to be given one to match up against Snatchy. The capability of a double up setup on the CT side as well, obviously being immense. I do wonder if we're going to get it out here on the CT side, perhaps of Mirage. Map where you can make it work. A quick mid control, a smoke down deep on short as well to allow it to creep through. But Rallen, I believe he had actually made the jump in from window there, so that was the perfect counter to what is a switch up in pace from Jure. I admire the attempt though, I really do, because they hadn't really tried anything along those lines quite yet. I believe was hoping to just maybe get into the ladder room there, maybe would have peeked short to see if there was a player out of position and to be caught off guard by it. And you can see his teammates on the other hand, they're setting up for what is the A hit. So that was an attempt at maybe selling a bit of a fake and just making chaos happen basically. But a good punish on that ramp aggression as well now is giving them back a position where they can fall back and even just revert into the default if they want, because they still have decent time.
Yeah, whole minute. You're absolutely right. And Kyla didn't really do any damage at all there on his ramp swing. Vexite took him down pretty cleanly, even though Kyla had a few bullets to show for himself. Ricky will check under. And now advance forward. With the bomb on his back, they have plenty of utility to go in for this. Ricky will drop that flash as well, so that's a third flash they can all throw at once and send 3 players in toward B here. The flashes are excellent, but Snacks is in a really good position. Rolling towards short as well, has a pinch to help out. He just wants to throw his molly down, but I don't think he's going to get the chance. And no, Vexite will stop him. Vexite's on a tear. He takes Snatchy as well. Now of that, it's all down to Innocent in the blink of an eye. It's going to be 5-4 to order. Innocent's left to save.
Should at least be allowed to, as I don't think Order are going to bother much with the hunt considering their own money and considering that they're not really budging from the bomb site, at least up until now. But even with that AK being saved over, you're going to see perhaps Kylar being a little bit short on money, so that economy for Anonymo, at the very least, is going to be all expended now to get their buy back into this next round, giving Order a really good opportunity. If they are to take this next round, chain the two together and just completely smash and obliterate that economy for Anonymo. As you can see, I think Innocent will drop the weapon over at least, so they should be able to work it out thanks to that save. But yeah, if they don't make this round work in their favor, then Anonymo are going to let a little bit too much slip. It'll be Order likely heading up to at least 7 on that T side already.
Yeah, and Order are competing absolutely fine here. Like, a lot of people say, you know, like why are some of these teams in this event, in an EU event? But I mean, they're proving it, right? They've been decent in their own regions, and even we saw how surprisingly decent Renewal looked earlier, didn't we? With Renegade struggling to show that one, to close that one out. So you got to give these teams a chance.
Do we even have? Can we even call it an EU event? I want to see.
Actually, that's yeah, good point. Okay, so Mad Lions is EU. You've got Club Rouge, technically EU, Belgium core, LDLC France, Sharks Brazil, Extra Salt NA, Sprout Germany, Renegades Australia, Renewal Mongolia, Godsent Brazil, Whistler Krakow Poland.
Half, I think.
Yeah. Eternal Fire Turkish, Endpoint sort of UK and a mix of others. Order Anonymo, as we know, and then Movistar Spain against RBG NA. So it's a really nice mix, right? Like, just overall, I really like this event, and I have to thank ESL for bringing me on to cast it, because I do enjoy seeing different teams play against each other for the first time. And ready with this round coming in as well. Snacks, give us something, but we'll get smoked off. Of course, he's on the secondary AWP now alongside Snatchy. He used to, of course, be one of the most monstrous players of all time on the AWP, on the VP days. Innocent creeping up middle very slowly. Play on the little off-angle close-up, perhaps. Vexite's just holding for it. Global Elite stickers adorning his AK. Ricky's rotating around as well, but look at this presence from Innocent. It's still there, and I'm expecting to see more from it, but he might not be given anything at all. And 1 minute and 5 seconds left on the clock as they creep back toward the A ramp. Gyra's here. He's done some good work so far in this series, especially with that Galil earlier on. Not being very loud about this. Looks like they still really haven't made up their mind on what they want to do. Maybe just allowing Ricky to go in for a pick on the AWP. He'll be going AWP versus AWP though, and the flash is going to come in. That pushes Snatchy off the angle, but he still wins the duel toward Gyra. Can Ricky trade it? I'm not sure. Vexite will at least manage to take the head off of Innocent. Rolling in the middle could still catch a couple of players off. There's a player underpass. That is Ustillo. I'm not sure if he's been telegraphed as of yet. As we do go back in toward A. 2 ramp, 1 palace, 1 under. It's a complete A split from 3 different angles. It's actually set up towards CT though. The jump will come across to try and bait Ricky in, but he doesn't take the bait. Really nice pick from Snatchy. And even though Ustillo gets one, Carlo and Snatchy will answer two back. It's now all down to Ustillo, and he's quite disconnected from the action. He has nowhere near enough time to get to the bomb. So he'll have to fall away with his AK. And Anonymo will reach 5 and even this game up once again.
Yeah, that was just played out very slow by the T side. Had no control around mid. To be fair, the CTs didn't really know what was going on in the B apartments, but they took a bit of a gamble. Obviously, having the one at top mid, having a player on short, and then just one in kitchen so that they could have the super quick rotates coming in if needed. And even then, a good initial defense being put up with the shot and such from Snatchy, finding at least the one from the spawn. So a strong hold, a round that we said they needed to win if they didn't want to let Order start to start running away with the scoreline already. It would have likely have put them in a position to perhaps even get the win at the halftime rather. Instead, now it's both teams who are potentially suffering at the hands of the economy if they're to lose this, or if they're to lose this round rather. Struggling with the words a small bit. You can see Order just struggling to get their feet on the ground at all, as all the shots are landing. A flick up from Snatchy as he lands on the knees there, I believe, of Valiant. It wasn't enough for the kill, but he was happy enough to drop away and let Rallen go ahead and clean that one up. It's 6 for Anonymo, and it's a very fast round taken in their favor. And finally, Order have been the ones now rather who've been broken down.
Yeah, that was you know how we say some rounds are a carbon copy of the previous one. Well, that one's the opposite. That was from very slow to very fast. Order's play is telegraphed though by Anonymo, and very nice hold, especially from Snatchy. Vexite's been the main guy for Order so far, has to be said. I mean, he got a kill on that round when, like, everything was against him. Nice drop down to an underpass. Snatchy just chucks his AWP array, realizing he's going to get surely spammed down by another one. That's actually somewhat smart. If he expects that he can't get away, he can pick up the... If he can get away, he can pick up the AWP anyway. Whether that's an accident or not, who knows? But if he can get away, he can pick up the AWP. If he can't, then it chucks it away a little bit further. If the pistol can't try and recover it. That's a shot and a half from Ricky, though. Just tapping down with the PT-50. Carlisle's doing good work on the Silence M4, though. 2 nice taps for him. Gyro's creeping in. Could he even catch one in the back here? He will. But it's a Glock, unfortunately, and he can't get the kill. Oh, it's a struggle. He just about manages it. He will actually be able to get this bomb planted, but unfortunately it's a Glock versus an AWP and a FAMAS. If he actually gets one more kill here, it would be a miracle. But let's see what happens. Who knows? You can play aggressive on this, next to the stairs. So we'll surely look for it. And there we go. No real option Gyro had there at all. No guns available. And no armor. So, good damage and a good bomb plant. I think Order will be delighted with that round, how it panned out, to be honest. They'll save the double AWP with Anonymo, and it'll be 7-5.
Juggled all the way over. Innocent will pick that one back up, and you'll get one given back to Snatchy, I'd imagine, with his 13 kills currently racked up. Innocent doing a pretty good job on the rifle as well, so you don't want to mix things up at this stage. But yeah, Anonymo have managed to snap back a bit of control. It seemed like it was Order who were going to be at this scoreline just a few rounds back. It seemed the 7-5 was almost inevitable for them. But we've seen the double up since it's come out now for Anonymo be the switch up that they needed, it seems, on the CT side. Ricky's going to have to do a little bit more if he wants to challenge them, to be honest. Either that or they'll need to start using that utility a bit better, rather, to try and avoid those early picks that are being given away.
Yeah.
We'll see, though. This one's actually a bit more passive, at least around mid. They've swapped it up and decided to go for the double setup, just peeking in on ramp. But I don't think they're really going for any continued aggression.
Be curious to see how this one pans out. Of course, again, Innocent's not really wanting to peek aggressively, just holding the off angle. But I think that the fact that there are 2 players coming through underpass could be an interesting one. Maybe they'll go for a silent boost. Of course, with the bench being a thing, getting there yourself. But a silent boost can possibly come in. Ustillo and Gyro will take that grenade pretty strongly, though. Ustillo will be boosted up into that spot. Little ledge there next to window. Innocent's just staring at it, expecting there to be a play coming in. But he's still only being 39 HP. That's a kill for Innocent every day of the week. Oh, I tell you what, though. Vexite's on one this game. That's an entry and a half towards Rallen. Innocent will put an end to it quickly, but still keeps a 4 versus 4. Double AWP is still here, though, for Anonymo, so I need to be careful. But Ustillo has crept his way now behind Innocent. I mentioned Innocent was staring at it. He left the situation, and he gave Ustillo his chance. But Snatchy, taking down Gyra, has dropped the bombing connector, I believe. And with only 20 seconds to go, this is a bit of a nightmare. Valiant has to go in quickly here and they know where he's coming from. Staxon's going to have vision on the bomb too as they work their way up. This is going to be horrible for Order. They've got the kills, but not the bomb and not the time. Kyler's on the balk as well. He'll stop Ustillo, and now he has a chance to do even more work as well. Good flash in to help out. Valiant somehow manages to take it, but 5 seconds to go. Ricky's nowhere near the site. He's in jungle. He's looking for the kills instead. And with a timeout, round will be won. It actually hasn't spotted him, actually. 4x3, question mark. Valiant will take him down, but it doesn't really matter. It's still around.
Yeah, I'm curious. A lot of people still play 4x3. I used to play it back in the day, but
I'm a
now my
native
eyes are
player.
too bad, so I just play
days.
native now as well.
Yeah. It's funny,
I figured
people will say...
my eyesight is bad enough as is. No reason to make it worse, you know?
It's funny,
at,
right?
like 20 pixels.
People will say, like, if you play native, it's harder to see people, so you should play 4x3 so you see bigger models. But yeah, for me, I've ever since I got a 1920 by 1080 monitor, I played native ever since. Before that, I had a 1440 by like 900 monitor or something, and I always played that. But now it's always been native for me ever since I got my 144 hertz monitor.
Yeah, keep it simple. I want all the pixels. I don't care about graphics personally in games. I'll drop the graphics to the lowest and just make sure the res is up as long as it looks smooth and you get a nice frame rate. That's the main thing for me. Yeah, coming into another round here for Order. They keep getting it close. None of these have been a walkover by any means, and that's been instantly reflected when you look at the economy of Anonymo. They haven't really built up any, despite winning, I believe, now 3 rounds in a row. So the chance is still there. If Order can take this round, they have the opportunity for the 7th as well to be found off the back of it. So I don't think Anonymo are going to be feeling the release of the pressure quite yet. They know that it's still on. 10 is the goal at this stage. There's a nice molly goes in, and well, a spam through the smoke from Rallen. Was there a gap? I don't believe so. He just goes for the spam for the sake of it alongside that molly, knowing if there was someone there, they would be forced out of it. And yeah, as you said, maybe a little bit of assistance from the sound. But a second kill on top of that now has suddenly just spiraled the round out of control for Order before they could really have an opportunity to start doing anything.
A quick trade as well. Ustillo will get his 1 kill, but Color stops it straight away. That's a big pick that Ricky's just missed. Ryan and Connector could have gone down there. It might give them a chance in a 2 versus 3, especially with where Vexite is. Could he be about to do more work in this position? Ricky's actually going to no-scope rather. I'm not sure if that was as intended. But he will take the duel. He's down to 1 HP. That's going to be a touchdown, surely. There it is. It's now all Vexite. 1 versus 3. He's been spotted, and Kylar will take him down. 3 kills for Kylar. 1 including a grenade that only had to tickle the toe of Ricky. And it will put Anonymo up to 9, and they've stabilised now. It was 5-4 to Order. They've had 5 rounds in a row, have Anonymo, I believe. And now they have a chance for double digits on the half as well. Order starting to look a little bit rough around the edges. Anonymo starting to show their superiority. I mentioned how this one could be a 50-50. I feel like now I'm starting to feel like a 60-40 to Anonymo after this first half. I still have a hope for Order CT side, but still.
Yeah, as we said though, it is a double elim bracket, so it's not like it'll be the end of the road for Order. They'll still have games ahead of them, but they want to continue to put up a fight here because there was such a great start on the T side. It looked inevitable that they were going to be able to add to this scoreline, but at the moment it really is a struggle. Snax has gotten himself 1 from Kitchen. Positions on the back of the bomb site, taking the attention of the players moving across and allowing for Innocent to catch himself a pretty solid frag, although eventually Snax is overrun. So maybe there is still some hope here. The bomb looking to be planted by Ustillo. That leaves it all on Valiant, though, unfortunately, to hold the angles and stop them from being pushed down, and there's just a little bit too much for him to deal with. It's all on Ustillo trapped in the corner, and, well, he's good for 1, but that's it. It's not going to be enough. That is the 10-5 half, rather, going the way of Anonymo, and, well, to be honest, with how it had started for Order, I was expecting them to be sitting at least 7 or 8 at that halftime, so I think they're going to be a little bit disappointed, but can they come back stronger in the second half is the question, guys. They need to. And we're going to have to wait to find out after the break. Stay with us.
part of my story. I'm going hard for that trophy. It's why they all been on me. No guts, no glory. There's no need to go again. I don't comprehend and I do not pretend, cause when I'm coming is to win. You either got it or you don't. You either bought it or you won't. You either wanna give it everything or you wanna cry pot of salt. I'ma say it from the jump. Mama ain't raised a chump. My mama raised me to persevere if I'm ever here in a slum. Cause nobody starts at the top. You do your part and you better buy. Working hard each and every day, even though some days it get hard to watch. But you gotta trust the process. Grind hard, don't you ever quit. It's a must, you see the progress.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Order versus Anonymo. It's a great half for Anonymo, get themselves double digits on the half and putting a lot of pressure on Order to try and come back into this one on the CT side of their map pick. My name is Travis alongside Dean. Can they make their way back into this one? They've got a good record to Order on this map in their own region. They need to now show what they can do. It's been a great half for Vexite, but it's been countered by Kylight, Innocent and Snatchy having a really solid performance so far. 10-5, in comes the pistol.
This one needs to be won by Order, otherwise they're not really going to have many chances to get going on the second half. We've seen a very aggressive afterplant as well, looking to be taken with jungle control going the way of Anonymo. It's only one player though pushed in, so it's going to be a little bit risky, I was going to say, as he takes the fight against Ricky. But Ricky just flies out window up mid to try and move around and work alongside his teammate here now, I believe, as this bomb, of course, is ticking away on the A-bomb site. Jungle control, connector as well, up close being controlled, ramp as well. There's just so many angles that they're going to have to deal with on the way in, a lot of them being very, very close against those Glocks as well. And as you can see, Order just cannot gain a foot of ground. Not even an inch, to be honest. They're all cleaned up. Not a kill to be found. No casualties on the Anonymo side. Only Kylar and Innocent taking a couple of bullets, but it was nothing really but a flesh wound, it seemed. They're able to rub it off. Quickly shrug that off. Shrug it off, rather. Here we go to words. It's getting harder as the day goes on, isn't it, Travis?
It is. We're most certainly not innocent of that. I'll tell you who is innocent. Innocent himself. 17 and 7 so far.
I don't know. 17 murders, man. That's not too innocent.
That's a pretty insane start, though. That's he's really showing up, especially with 3 extra kills on the pistol as well. It will be a force buy for Order. They're going to go for the full 5 Deagles, and honestly, in a situation like this, where it could easily be 13-5 coming in for Anonymo as Kyla jumps in from the Palace, I would have preferred to see a full eco come in and possibly try and get the silenced and forwards in the third. But let's see what happens. They're not going to have a defuse kit. They're going to just play retake A, and I guess you at this stage already you're thinking of possibly trying again in the next round with the same buy and just saving with all 5 players. Kyla will surely get one, but there's Vexite. He's been nuts so far. 17 to 11 for him. Looking for more. Finally will be stopped by Innocent. But Valiance gets another one as well. This is really good damage, to be fair. Surely they're not going to be able to do much more. Ricky finally gets one. We're switching to every POV and seeing everyone getting absolutely rolled. Ricky's got a smoke on the bomb, but I don't think it's in the right spot to actually cover it. So unfortunately, Ricky's going to have to consign himself to probably going down to the bomb here, or going down to at least a player. And there we go. Snacks down to 2 HP. He has to escape to stay alive. I think he will just be about okay. He is. And Jaira is the only one to stay up for Order. And for me, personally, I think now it's looking very, 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 very long shot indeed for Order.
Yeah, shout out the Observer on that round. It was quite hectic. Managed to follow along pretty well for what it was.
Go on, J-Raz. You can do it.
Yeah, 7 rounds between them. Again, I mean, it's been 7 now in a row, I believe, also for Anonymo, right? Because it seemed like Order were about to, I believe it was it even 5-4 at one point, if I'm remembering correctly? So it might be even a little bit more than that, yeah. And then I think they took the round where the economy went up to 7 themselves and just haven't looked back since at all. So it's a bit rough. The pistols, though, are finding more success than we've seen in these past couple of gun rounds. So maybe something can be done as the Mac-10 of Snacks. It did struggle a small bit, not gonna lie. With Rallen tagged up down to 3 health as well, this could still get dangerous. But it's only Valiant who has to get it done. If he had have gotten that kill on Innocent, then I would have had some belief in him. But unfortunately, He's not even able to land the shot. Innocent drops down, just clearing his corners, making sure he wasn't going to overlook anything. They don't need to. 13-5. This is it. Order need to win out this gun round, Travis. Otherwise, it's pretty much just done.
Absolutely. And yeah, I'm pretty excited to see if Anonymo can make themselves, you know, actually quite advanced in this bracket. I reckon there's a really good chance they could be one of the 3 to make it through to Pro League, you know. Of course, it's only just Order today. I say only Order. They've performed actually pretty okay. But still, I think they've got really good fundamentals and some quality talents. It's obviously the Rather than Snatchy editions. So, yeah, it's most certainly one to keep an eye on, especially in Premier as well. It's going to be a fast A play coming in here for Anonymo. Plenty of flashes are going to be flown in, and Valence is already going to get taken out by Innocent. Gyro at least gets 1, and that's a good second as well. Both those 2 players down now. Looking to try and get a quick trade in, but it's not going to happen for now. Estilo can finally get into the action as well. He's been a little bit quiet so far in this game. Gyro's stuck toward the triple position, but it's not going to matter because he had Ricky to help out with 1 towards Snacks as well. Snatchy has no choice to fall back, sorry. And Ricky's even got that fall back. Have a quick view toward top mid and the TV room. So this should be an all around, and there we go. Ricky finds him. They probably assume a shot on through the edge of the wall there, possibly toward TV room as he tried to escape toward B. But it ought to get the round they needed. 6 on the board, and keeps them alive just.
Yeah, they've got the life jacket on, but the water's still up to their nose basically at this stage. Lifting themselves up out of the troubled water a small bit, but yeah, it's not going to be easy. They need to continue this comeback flawlessly pretty much before they can afford to drop any rounds and ensure that if they do eventually drop one, that the economy is going to be more than there in order to buy back in. I've still got the op of Snacks obviously here to worry about right now. He's not peeking too aggressively in on mid. Neither is Ricky, but he might be tempted to do so now. If he peeks any further in, Snacks, I think, might be ready for it. They're actually just, in general, I think, considering facing in on mid with the player peeking through connector as well. Holding under, at least for now. Ricky with a good kill onto Ralin. He doesn't expect the op already wide out, but he doesn't extend himself enough for Snacks to get the shot. There was only a pixel for half a second. He eventually goes wide enough for Vexite to spot him as well, and it seems like Order are going to be able to clean this one up pretty easily. At least so far. You've still got the op, obviously, now in the hands of Snatchy. That's one problem there for Order. They take out one upper and they're still another very capable one with able to pick the gun up afterwards. But he doesn't cause any trouble either.
For sure. And now it should be a clean round for Order, which is very nice to see. I mean, they're easily going to get, I say clean round, and as soon as I say that, Innocent takes the head of Vexite. Yeah, that's unfortunate. He's up to 18 and 14, his Vexite. He's cooled down a little bit. And I think Ricky realizes now that there's probably no more peeking for me. Because look where Usilo is. He's behind on the flank. Kala has recovered that AWP, to be honest, so there's a chance he could do more damage. Tries to pre-fire on the corner. But not to be, and he'll walk into Ricky in the end. So there's a 7th for Order. Keeps them in touch. The buy will come back in now for Anonymo. I say the buy will come back in. They have Kylo only on 3.4k, so I assume he'll be stuck on a Galil. Snacks can only just buy as well, so maybe 2 Galils, maybe even 3 Galils, 2 AKs. I doubt they don't buy here. They surely will consider it. But no, actually, they're going to go for pistol armor with utility. So because they can't get full AKs on everyone, they're going to sort of fall back on their lead, right? Allow Order, in inverted commas, unless something crazy happens, up to 8 rounds. And play for a full purchase.
Yeah, I back that. I'm fine with it with the lead, as you were saying, that they do have. They can afford to give away a couple of rounds, come out onto the guns in the next, have their up onto Snatchy. I doubt they'll go for a second up on Snacks, but point being, they'd have enough money for it probably if they wanted to. So we'll see exactly what way this goes down now. Already an opening kill on the op, of course, being found, but these pistols are just hoping for a bomb plant, hoping for 2 to 3 kills, ideally, to make it a costly one. And, well, there we go. A good find onto the gyrating towards triple. Damage had been done. He did actually tag up the players he was jumping forward, so it wasn't made easy, but the trades back and forth gives some opportunity to Anonymo that they probably shouldn't have. It's still going to come down to Snatchy on 14 health, so I don't fancy his chances. But the fact that he's in a 1-on-2 is kind of ridiculous.
For sure. And he has the AWP as well. I mean, he's got Kevlar, of course, only 14 HP. He's got a whole 50 seconds to decide. I think he still has an idea that he's actually toward ticket right now. Go for a swing. And surely just the one bullet that is required to be connected will come through. He's actually going to escape for now. He's walking into the scope of Ricky. I think he knows that he's there, but he's actually not in position quick enough. He'll quickly guess it. The police are arriving, I'm afraid, for Ricky. Quite literally. He'll just about... Oh, okay. I mean...
You should have let the nade do it.
You should have let the nade do it. Come on, Ricky.
He set it up so well.
For comedic value. Unlucky. Still, an important round to win. As I said, 2 players alive. Not really the best. A bit scary. But it keeps the run going. And that's their first 3 in a row, as I said, since they were 5-4 up. So it's important to finally get some momentum again and break Anonymos. Roland had an insane first map of Vertigo, of course, if you'll remember that he hit 30 kills, but he's been very quiet on this map so far, despite their 5-round lead. It's been Innocent and Snatchy to do a lot of the fragging. But if Order take this one, then you never know. Could be in for double digits on Order and could easily have a close game.
Yeah, as I was saying, I wouldn't mind seeing a map 3 definitely between these two. Order are trying to get us there, but they've still a bit of a ways to go. So for now, I'm going to keep my focus on the current map because, yeah, Mirage definitely not done, but it is still pretty firmly in the hands of Anonymo, especially if they can get it going in this gun round here and now. Bit of a run boost out on mid. It didn't go too far, not going to lie. There's no peaks anyway coming in. So they were able to just get themselves in towards the boxes anyway. But in general, this is just looking like a default to get the mid control and then to likely favor over towards the A-bomb site, considering the 2 players, including the bomb in towards Palace. And well, with just under 50 seconds left, they'll want to get a bit of a move on because they haven't done a lot of pressure in to actually run down the nades for Order. They've still got some smokes. They've got a molly on Vex site. And I was going to say they should be ready once this push starts to come in. But as I say that, Snacks is obviously going to go ahead and catch himself a headshot in connector. Oh, and might have a second on the player up close in the smoke.
Oh.
Actually bypasses him, allowing for his teammate instead to deal with the trade. More than worthwhile, rather, in my opinion, considering they've now overrun the A-bomb site. And instantly the save has been forced of Ustillo and Gyra. They don't really have any option.
For sure. And they're going to have to save, as you say. I mean, they've got an AK and an M4 to save too. Their economy's at a good spot, to be honest. So, I mean, Ustillo can probably drop 2 when he gets the loss bonus for this round. And it'll be enough to give them a decent buy. There's a chance maybe they'll want to consider dropping an AWP instead, but who knows? It's up to them, really, in this sort of situation. But again, Anonymo didn't really do anything special in that round. They just got a couple of headshots, to be honest. There was nothing really hugely tactical about that. I'll take this opportunity to tell you about some of the results that are happening elsewhere right now on all the streams that are currently live. Eternal 5 versus Endpoint on the main A stream went a very, very long way. Endpoint taking map 1 only, 25-23. Of course, right here, we are at a solid 14-8 for Anonymo on map 2. And in the other map as well, we've got a shock on our hands, perhaps. North American Counter-Strike, maybe it's back on the agenda. RBG have taken map 1 over Movistar Riders, and in very convincing fashion as well, 16-7.
Yeah, damn, I didn't expect that, actually. Overpass isn't a bad map for Movistar either, so that one's a bit surprising for sure. Vertigo they're looking at, it should be pulled back at least for Movistar, so I think that's going to be a 3-mapper for sure. Yeah. We'll have to check back in on it. We'll see whether we're still on ourselves or not, because of course Anonymo only a couple of rounds away from ending our evening, which has been a long one. This was our 3rd best of 3, and well, I think the closest map we've had has been a 16-9, so I would definitely like for Order to go ahead and bring this back a little bit closer for us. As Gyra finds a big pick on towards the apartments there just before the push comes in, slightly forcing the push back, and well, a counter flash then coming in as well actually slowed it down to allow rotations to come in. But it's still Gyra who has to get all the work done on his own, and he's only good for the 2. His rotations were immediately cut off. It's going to be a man advantage for Anonymo as the bomb gets planted, and again, they just can't give the retake a go. It's not worth it. They would be left with nothing in the next round then in order to try and fight for the overtime. So they're just going to save the op and the AUG. But even with the weapons being saved, they're still going to be quite limited. I don't think they're going to be able to drop rifles even.
Yeah, it's a horrible situation for Order. This is basically denying the inevitable, I'm afraid. I mean, Ricky's on a glass cannon AWP as well, so It's rough stuff. And that was that push in toward B from Anonymo was actually really. I thought Kylar just headshot got his kill mid-air, but it was actually him just sitting in the apartments, sitting still, holding for that one. But as they jumped out, they took control, took fast control as well, and it was all fine and dandy. Series point for Anonymo. It's been a long day for us. We've covered all 3 BO3s on the B stream today, and we're coming to an end now, with Anonymo looking to try and get themselves through and continue in the upper bracket. A reminder that
you said that though, Order will win, because you said we're coming to an end, so you just made sure our night's going to be longer.
Okay.
Nice course.
All right.
The Aussies can thank you now.
Leave me alone. Yeah, I mean, at least I'm on the Aussie side. It's fine. But yeah, anyway, just a reminder that these final 2 matches going on right now, or the final 3 matches going on right now, the 2 in the bottom portion of the bracket will face each other tomorrow. The winners face each other, and the losers face each other. Oh, that was close, wasn't it?
Didn't go for it. The timing has been very awkward between these two. No, he doesn't catch as the smoke fades, so Snax is actually going to creep in. Now that he's got the close connector control, at least this is setting them up for what looks like it wants to be an A split. The problem being, though, with the 2 players aggressive in on ramp, and we're currently only 2 Ts here as well, including the bomb for Anonymo, that 2-on-2 just becomes the most important part of the exchange by far, because even if they drop the bomb and then the players coming up connector were to trade it, you have to spend a lot of time moving back in to recover that bomb. So I'm actually glad they're going to wrap the other players back around, not rushing on the push. Then setting it up, and well, with a bit of a stack even towards B, if they get these 2 clean entries, then there's not going to be a lot of hope for Order on the retake. Good for the one initially, at least. And then Vexite being forced, basically, to try and push through and see if he could get anything else. Unfortunately, he is going to be punished for it. So a man advantage for Anonymo, and they do have still about 40 seconds. They've got to get a move on.
Yeah, Vexite's been a hero so far for Order in this game, but unfortunately it might not pay off. Snax will catch Justillo as he rotates round. Now the bomb can be planted by Innocent. 24-11 for him so far in this game. It's all down to Ricky. Still on a glass cannon. Didn't even buy armor in this one. Up against Gyro. Surely he can't hit the no-scope. He can't. Snax hits the headshot. And now it's all down to Gyro. We know how this one's going to end. It will be a best of 3 victory for Anonymo, and they'll continue on in the upper bracket unless Gyro can catch one of these players off guard. Snax is actually rotated around, but it's Rylan to come up the ladder and finish it off. We'll be coming back after the break to discuss how this game panned out and say goodbye.